Uh, 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 uh. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am live. I'm officially live on all platforms right now. She walks boldly with Christ. Amen, girl. I know that's right. Okay, so I am officially live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? How is your Wednesday? How is your hump day? How is your week? I don't know about you guys, but I usually come really, really pumped on Monday. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to bring it. I'm about to just hustle and grind and give it my all. And, by Wednesday, I'm just like, huh? I'm staying up. I got coffee this time. All the other times I had hot chocolate, but today I certainly have coffee. And this is my confession. This coffee was from 2 p.m. And I was like, oh snap, I got coffee in this cup. Let me go ahead and rewarm it because we about to have a good time today. So that's where I'm at today. So hopefully if you guys are having, some kind of a hump day, if you will, then maybe this chat will help get you over the hump so that we can ride into a wave of a really a good and upcoming weekend, right? So let me go ahead and reintroduce myself for those of you guys who are just catching on. Maybe you guys were scrolling and you happen to see something live. You happen to see the pink in the background and it impressed you enough to stick around. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. For those of you guys who don't know me, hello, how are you? Hey, girl, hey. My name is Selina Almodovar. I'm a Christian relationship author and coach, and I teach Christian women how to take faith filled steps to trusting in God when it comes to their relationships and their love lives. But not just faith filled steps, I want you to understand and learn what you can do practically in your life, in your everyday life, to fully trust in Him so that you can maintain these healthy, happy, desirable, answered prayer kind of relationships when it comes to love and your love life. So I'm doing that on this online platform. One of the things that I have created to help you with that is my newest upcoming book, which is Christian Dating Adventures, a couple's guide. It is going officially on sale everywhere books are sold this coming Tuesday, which I don't even know the days. Today's Wednesday. What is that? 5 days from now. I mean, it's very close. We're right there. We're right there. So I'm very excited, and I'm happy to be sharing with you guys the insights of what this book contains, why this should be in your repertoire, why it should be in your bookshelf. What? No, not bookshelf. We're not going to put this book on the bookshelf, okay? We're going to put this book on the bedstand. We're going to put this book in the kitchen table. We're going to put this book on the coffee table because I want you guys to actively hold this book, read this book, engage in this book. I want to hear you guys say that you have bucket list ideas that you plan to fulfill all 65 days of this book. What the heck is this book about? Actually, it's 65 fun, creative dates to connect and to grow. And that's whether you're a first time dater, you're new to the dating scene, whether you're in a serious relationship, or maybe you guys are hopefully my audience today, which is what the title is about. Maybe you guys are married. So out of a show of hands, if you guys are here, maybe you got a heart, maybe a thumbs up. I want to hear from you. How many people in my room right now, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, how many of you guys right now are currently married? Let me know in the comment section if you're married. And if you are married, how long have you been married? How long have you been married? And I'll tell you what, the person who has been married the longest will get, excuse me, will get the discount of the day. Discount of the day. The discount of the day. Every single time I go live, I've been giving one special person a special discount to apply towards the pre-order of my book when you order from my online shop. So whoever that person is, you guys will get that discount today. So drop your comments. Let me see what it is. How long have you been married? If you are married, if you're not married, this is still going to be a very good live for you because you are going to get some insight. Woo! I see some comments here. You guys are going to get some insights in this, and it's going to help you. I always like to prepare. I'm a preparer person. What's that called? Preventive. I'm a preventative person. Okay. I don't like to react. I like to prevent. Okay. And I feel like if you're not even married yet, I hope that the tips that I'm going to offer you today in today's live is going to be some nuggets that you just take with you, that you're able to apply in whatever circumstance that you're currently in, so that when you do get married, you're going to already be ahead of the game. You're going to already be 10 steps ahead because you're going to apply these lessons throughout your whole entire love life experience. So, okay, here we go. Tawana, hey girl, hey. All right. Mothering unapologetically, I see 11 years. Go ahead, Rini. I see you. 5 years. Okay. Let's see if there's any other comments going on. I'm going to keep that running. I'm going to keep it running for the whole time. And if nobody else can beat the 11 years, then Rini, you got a discount that you could use. Also, this is a great book. Listen, holidays are right around the corner. I don't know about you guys, but I went into Target today, and you know the $1 section that they have already filled with Christmas. Already filled with Christmas. I wasn't mad. I was not mad. But this is a great gift for other people that you know who might be married, who might be getting married, who have been married for a very long time. This is going to be a great gift for you guys. So give it out. It's a very affordable book. It's a very valuable, invaluable tool. Let me go ahead and get started with this. Okay, today's topic is about dating when you're married and why you must date. Must. If I could like bold face that, if I could underline it, circle it, put the little fireworks, the little GIF emojis, if I could do all that around the word must, I would when it comes to this description, because I firmly believe that if you are not dating in your marriage, you are allowing your marriage to be stagnant. You are allowing it to grow cold. You are allowing the enemy to just have its way with it. Why am I even taking it to that point? You're like, whoa, Selena, a date? Really? Is it that serious? Yes, it is that serious, because there are things that happen in your marriage that you don't even think happens, that it just happens. You don't even see it coming, but that's how sneaky it is. It just comes into your marriage, it creeps into your marriage, and before you know it, if you're not careful, if you're not looking at these things, if you're not like being watchful of these clues, it can cause anything to happen in your marriage, which could cause a wedge into it, which can cause a fence to come into it, which can cause your marriage to grow stagnant or cold or boring or dull or blah. Okay. And then the next thing you know, you're going to wake up and you're going to wonder, how did we get here? How did we get here? I don't want that for you. Okay. What I want for you is to have a marriage that is thriving, a marriage that is healthy, a marriage that is secure, a marriage that allows you to grow as an individual, a marriage that allows you to grow as a couple and a unit and a team that God has put together, because we want God's word to stand true. And what God says is that what he puts together, let no man separate. So we don't want that to happen. And I believe, after being a relationship coach for almost 10 years now, being a relationship influencer and a coach and a writer now, I believe that dates are one of those keys that's going to help you bring your marriage to that status. It's going to help you stay in that water that is hot, that's going to keep you spicy, and that's going to keep you going. But before we get into all of that, I have 5. Let me count this. I wrote real small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 problems that marriages can sometimes have that you don't even are aware of it. You're not even aware of it. And it's one of the reasons why you think that dating is not all that. Okay. When I'm over here talking about, oh, dating is this and it's so grand and you need to have it, I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to promote this book. I'm saying that because it's real life. But you might be thinking in your head like, I mean, I've gone on dates. Like, I've been married. We've been married. Like, we're in that game and we've gone on dates, and it's really not all that, Selena. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just the date. What's the issue? Here's the issue. I'm going to talk about 5 points of why things can happen that makes it problematic in your marriage. Okay. Number 1, the reason why people think dates are not necessary when it comes to being in a marriage is, and if you agree, P.S., if you agree to what I'm saying, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up, give me some oh yes, engage with me, let me know, like, oh girl, you hitting it, you nail on the head, yes, I've been there, or yes, or ouch, if it's not an amen, it's an ouch. Okay, so just go ahead and interact with me, let me know if I'm tugging on some things that you might be feeling or you might have experienced in your marriage. Okay. Or maybe you've seen it somewhere else from another marriage. Okay, here we go. Problem number one is people get too comfortable. People in your marriage, you get too comfortable. You know, you had that honeymoon phase. Okay, listen. I remember when I first got married, my first year of getting married. Kyle and I, we were on fire for God. We were on fire for each other. We were just loving life. Love, love everywhere. Everywhere you go, we was in love. We used to wake up, okay, at 5 a.m. And we used to go up to our little prayer room in our first house. We were so happy at our house, had our robes, little matching mugs. We used to go upstairs. We would pray. We would worship. This was before kids, mind you. This was before kids. We would go up there and we would pray and we would just affirm each other. And that's how we would start our day every day during our honeymoon phase. And we would tell each other, like, we're not going to let people say that it's a honeymoon phase. This is a marriage, okay? It's a honeymoon marriage, okay? And then after that, at like 6:30 or something, Kyle would go downstairs and he would get ready for work. I would make his lunch. Okay. I would make his lunch every day. I would get his coffee ready every day. We would kiss, kiss. I love you. I love you. We go out the door. I can't tell you how long that lasted, but I'm going to tell you right now, that doesn't happen today. Okay. It doesn't happen today. Why? Because people change, seasons change, we get older, things happen, and we get comfortable. We get comfortable, okay? Now, I'm not saying that in my comfort, I stopped loving and serving my husband, and I'm not saying that in our comfort, my husband is straight up ignoring me. That's not the case. But what I am saying that sometimes our comfort is acceptable, and we accept it. Right? And we're just like, oh, let's go on a date. Where do you want to go? Oh, let's just go to that one place we always go to. Let's just go watch movies. I'm a sucker for this because I love watching Marvel movies. So I'm like, let's just go see a Marvel movie. You know, they coming out every 3 months now. I'm like, let's just go there. Let's just go eat. Let's just have fun and let's just call it a day. And so that's usually what we do, right? It's a nice date. Nobody's knocking the date, but we're so comfortable in our own setting that we don't realize that that comfort is keeping us contained and it's not allowing us to grow or flourish in our marriage. Okay, so we get too comfortable. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it could become something that will prevent you or will stunt you from growing in your marriage. And if you're not growing in your marriage, then things start to happen over time. Somebody gets bored, somebody gets frustrated, somebody gets tired, somebody gets aggravated. Things will start to stem off from there. And so you don't want to be comfortable for too long. Dates can help you with that. This book can help you with that. Let's go on to problem number 2. Are you guys feeling what I'm saying? I hear somebody saying, preach. Yes, girl. We've all been there. Okay. I'm not even judging anybody because we've all been, I'm the best wife in the world. I'm just going to love my husband. But 5 a.m. looked like a whole different 5 a.m. I got married in May. So 5 a.m. in May looked a whole lot different than 5 a.m. in November. Okay. Because I was trying to stay in my bed. I'm sorry. Boo boo. I'm sorry. Go warm up a breakfast sandwich and I love you and goodbye. It is what it is. All right. We're not even going to talk about kids. That's a whole nother topic for next week. We're not even going to go there. Or you could catch the replay of when I said dating when you have kids. Okay, problem number 2. You aren't loving each other the right way. You're not loving each other the right way. Okay? You love your husband. Your husband loves you. You're just not loving each other the way that they want to be loved. Where am I getting at? I'm talking about, love languages. How many of you guys know what love languages are? Raise your hand, send me a comment, thumbs up, hand emoji, whatever. Let me know if you know what the love languages are, what the 5 love languages are. If you do not, I will do a brief Cliff Notes introduction. But if we are all on the same page, if we all know what that means, then we're going to move on and move forward. But a lot of the times, people are not speaking in your spouse's love language. They're speaking in their love language because they're like, well, this is what I love. So I'm going to love my wife or I'm going to love my husband. And I'm just going to, I'm going to love them because I know I would love it. So if I would love it, then they're going to love it. right? Or they're speaking in their own love language because they're like, I love this person so much, and this would mean so much to me if I got it. So I'm going to pour all of me into this thing, and I'm going to give it to that person. Okay, my love language is my love language is gifts. Okay, so I already know I'm a handful, but I don't deny it, and I'm not sorry, and it is what it is. I'm sorry, Kyle. He knew what it was before he said I do. My love language is gifts, but sometimes Kyle, his love language is words of affirmation, and sometimes my husband will affirm me so hard. Like, he's just like, you are such an amazing wife. You are just so good with the kids. You're taking care of this house, and this house looks so clean, and I just love what you're doing, and this food is so great. And I'm just like, can I just get a cookie? Can you just buy me a cookie? I just like, that's what I need right now. I appreciate your words. I really do. But just buy me some food. Just buy me a dessert, because that's really what I want. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you could do so much, and then people will get offended. Your spouse will get offended because they're like, I just poured my heart over you, and you are not receiving it, and I don't understand why. So when you put that perspective into a date, okay? You're going on a date, you're going to your movie and your dinner, you're going to Red Lobster watching your Marvel movie, right? That's the example date that I've been using all this time in the promotion of this book. I don't know why Red Lobster and Marvel, but it's just stuck. So we're gonna keep it. All right. So you're going to your Marvel and you're going to your Red Lobster date, and your husband is speaking all day long. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, you smell so good. Oh my God, that outfit is so beautiful. Oh my God, did you just do your hair, girl? You looking good. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Girl, I'm so glad that you're my wife. Can we get married all over again? I just love you so much. But you're over here sitting like, I can't believe he did not buy me flowers. I can't believe he didn't buy the dessert. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he didn't buy the 3D tickets. Like, you're speaking in your gift language, okay? But your husband is just like, I gave you everything. I gave you all of me. How come you're not how come you're not happy right now? Like, why are you tripping? What's going on? What's wrong? Do you see how the disconnect can work? You guys are on a date, it's a good date, but if you don't know how to speak in each other's language, if you aren't loving each other the right way, then there can be some dead ends, and then there will come some frustrations, and then people will feel confused, and then you're going to go home thinking, man, I thought we had a really great time. I don't understand. While the other person is like, I mean, it was good. It was all right. It could have been better, but it is what it is, because we're married and we go on dates, and I should be grateful and I should be thankful. And it is what it is. See what I'm saying? Like, something about knowing how to love your spouse the right way can make a date go from here to all the way up here. And if you're not mindful of that, there's a whole lot of disconnect that can happen in between. So that's problem number 2. Are you guys feeling me? Are you guys enjoying what I'm saying? I see we got some new people here on Instagram. Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead with problem number 3. I know y'all. I know I'm gonna get some hearts for this one, because this one is okay, here we go. Problem number 3. The intimacy is off. The intimacy is shaky. The intimacy is boring. The intimacy is blah. I said it. Sometimes when spouses go on, I'm speaking to the spouses because we are specifically talking about dating when you're married. Sometimes the spouses don't want to go on a date because they don't want to give it up that day. Sometimes the spouse wants to go on a date because they expect the other person to give it up that day. Is that really how intimacy is supposed to be after all these years of being with the same person? Is that really where your dates were? Is that really the definition of your dates now? Is that really what your date is about? Is that really what it boils all down to? Whether or not you're going to get some, whether or not your spouse shaved her legs today. Like, really, is that really? I can't listen. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Sometimes I had to like really break it down. Like, I don't really want to do that because I'm not feeling it and I'm going to be tired. Or you come home from the day tired, and you're just like, Now I gotta do this. Oh my gosh. Now I just want to go to bed. That movie was longer than I thought it was. It had way too many, way too many post credit scenes. I didn't think we would be out this long. Or, just something happens and you're just like, hmm. Does it have to be that? Or can we do this tomorrow? Can we do it? Intimacy. Something is off balance when it comes to your intimacy. If you guys are dating the right way, if you're dating the right way, I'm going to say this again. If you are dating the right way, intimacy should always be enhanced and increased. Intimacy should always be flowing and desired. And I'm not necessarily talking about physical intimacy. Okay. I'm not talking about physical intimacy. There are more than one ways to be intimate. I don't know if y'all know this, but there are more than one ways to be intimate. Spiritually intimate. Okay. Emotionally intimate, mentally intimate. If you're not having a deep and desirable connection with your spouse at a date, then why are you even on the date? Why are you on the date in the first place? Maybe you don't know. Maybe you were never aware of it. Maybe you were going on dates because you wanted to keep it healthy and spicy with your marriage, but you just didn't realize that it could turn into a whole lot more. You didn't understand that. And maybe you don't know how to do that. This book is going to help you. I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. All right. So that is problem number 3, is that the intimacy is somewhere in this realm. You fill in the blank of what this looks like. Just okay. So problem number 4, okay, is you assume you know everything about your spouse already. You assume, I'm going to take Rini, for example. She's been married for 11 years. You assume you know your husband, and your husband assumes they know you. They assume that you know what you're going to wear, how you're going to feel, what you're going to talk about on the way to the car or on the car ride there. They know what you're going to order. They know what movie you want to watch. They know what snacks you want to get. They know what the feeling's going to be like. They know what you're going to say on the way home. They know what you're going to react to when you get home. They know everything about you. And so therefore the date becomes boring. It becomes dull. It just becomes one more thing that you guys do together. And it's not fun. It's not fun because there's people out there who go through things on a seasonal basis. Those people being you, being me, I'm them, you're them. We all go through things. Okay. We all change in those settings. We all evolve with every season. So therefore, if you married somebody 10 years ago, listen, I've been married for going on 9 years. Okay. Going on 9 years. I've been married and I was not a mother when I got married. I was not a business person when I got married. I was not, into Marvel movies when I got married. I was not, all of these things that have happened since the time I said I do. And yes, I'm with my husband every single day. And yes, we are in this thing called life together, day in and day out. But there are things that I think about. There are things that I feel. There are changes within me that I didn't realize were evolving in me. Okay, so if I'm discovering this for the first time as I'm going through life, what makes me think that my husband automatically knows what's going on at the same time? Unless you're telling him, unless you're willing to understand, unless you're willing to sit down and listen to that person, unless you're willing to have different experiences. Okay, you can't keep going on the same date expecting a different outcome. I'll tell you what, the way I react from a movie and a dinner might be completely different if I went whitewater rafting. I might crap and cry. And my husband might have never known that about me until it happened. Okay. Not saying I'm ever going to do that because, like I will probably crap and cry. Right. But I'm just saying, if you take yourself out of your comfort zone, if you expose yourself to something different and new and exciting, then you might learn something that about your spouse that you would have never known before, that they would have never known before. And having that kind of connection, what does it do? It enhances your intimacy. What does that do? It helps you learn to love them better. What does that do? It helps you not be comfortable, but it helps you bring together each other. And it helps that love evolve, right? All right. So that is problem number 4. The last problem that I want to talk about, because with the problems, I got solutions. Okay, we're gonna have a commercial break, and I'm gonna have solutions. Let's get to the last problem, which is problem number 5, and that is listen. You assume that God has done all He could in your marriage. You assume that God has done all that He could in your marriage. I don't know where you're at right now in your marriage. I don't know if you're struggling. I don't know if you're trying to go on dates because you feel like you have to do something, because you feel like you have to just make it change or switch it up. You have to just be different. I don't know where you're at with that, but there's something in that desperate call of let's go and do something, let's connect, let's get away from the kids, let's be together, let's have this moment together. Something about that, you're reaching, right? You're reaching. And sometimes when people just have the same old dates, sometimes when married people just feel like they don't have to go on dates, it's because they've already put it into their mind and into their heart that, well, I've tried everything and nothing has been working. And so here we are. We're fine where we're at. We're not killing anybody. We're not getting divorced, but it is what it is. And yeah, maybe you are done trying all that you could do. Maybe you have run out of ideas, but that doesn't necessarily mean that God has. That doesn't necessarily mean that God is done with you. That doesn't necessarily mean that God isn't putting you through something to help you grow and help you evolve and help you become the couple that He has created you guys to be in the first place. Remember, if God is going to put you together with somebody, it is for a purpose. So if you guys are not meeting in your purpose yet, then that means that there is still some work to do in you. So if you're sitting there watching TV because you're tired of going on your dates, because you're tired of what the outcome of the date is, then don't think for a second that God is going to be satisfied with that answer, because He's not done. He's not done, which means you're going to switch it up. And if you don't know how to do it, then maybe, just maybe, this book might be the answer and might help you. Listen, this book came to me in a season where I should not have been writing a book. Flat out, I should not have been writing a book. I had just had a baby a month ago. A month before I had to write this book. I should have been tending to my health, tending to my needs of my child. I should have been getting some sleep. Okay. And for some reason, this book came upon me. The publisher told me to write this book. I wasn't even supposed to write this book. I was supposed to write something completely different, but God orchestrated it so that it was so. I do not believe that was a coincidence. How does somebody write this book? I could not even be in this office for at least 3 months. How did I do it? I took I took one of these. What's this called? I'm having a brain fart. What is this called? I took this. Okay. And I'll show you. I'll show you exactly how I wrote this book. I'll show you exactly how I wrote this book. Because I had my daughter in the middle of the night, right? And I wrote down the book on this clipboard. I wrote down the book. She would wake up at 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning. And before my kids would wake up, I would write in that little nightlight vision that I had. I would write these dates down. Okay? I didn't know what dates were going to come out of me. I literally said, God, there's already so many dating books out there. Why do I need to write one? Why? Any kind of married couple can go and easily find a dating book. Any married couple can easily Google dates for married couples, and they will find a plethora of articles and blog posts and pins and YouTube videos on what they could do to better enhance their marriage. Why do you need me to do it? And here's what God told me, because I wasn't really on board to write this book to begin with. I was just like, another dating book? Why, God? Why? God gave me the answer. And you know what it was? It was because all of those dating books do not have me in it. They talk about me, but I'm not in those dates. I need you, Selina, to put me in these dates, so that when somebody who is married, who is looking for a fresh start, who is looking to enhance their marriage, who is looking to get to know their partner on a deeper level, who is looking on bringing me in the center of their marriage because they still have a mustard seed of faith that I can change and restore, and I can revive, and I could bring a fire back into this couple. I need them to know how to do it. And I want them to know that they can do it, that it's possible. So that's where this book came from. This is Christian Dating Adventures, a couple's guide. And right now it's on pre-order. You can go ahead and order it from Amazon, where you can get the prime delivery. It'll start delivering November 2nd, which is next Tuesday. Or you can go to my personal website, my personal page, shop.selinaalmodovar.com. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys here. Let's see. All right, link in bio, Christian Dating Adventures, pre-order your copy today. And you can go ahead and get that. And with my online shop, my personal shop, I give you a signature. I give you a personal prayer. I give you a few other extra goodies that I'm giving away specifically to those who order during the pre-order period through my online shop. But I want to share with you guys, in this book, there are 5 chapters, and each of these chapters are broken down into different kinds of dates that you can have. Okay. Chapter 1 is called Just the Two of Us. So if you're really like, listen, I'm struggling in my marriage, I'm feeling like it's boring or like it's blah, I'm feeling like our dates are just the same old, same old. I'm tired of Red Lobster, even though I love the Cheddar Bay biscuits. I'm tired of going to that place. How can I find a date that can work for just help us get together, closer together? All right. That's what the first chapter is about. The second chapter is chapter 2, homegrown. If you got kids, if finding a sitter is hard, if your budget is kind of low, that is no excuse as to why you can't find a way to have a good date at home. Only you don't want to just Netflix and chill. Been there, done that. We're tired of that date, right? You can find homegrown. All of these dates are meant for you to do at home. Easy. Do it when the kids are sleeping. I'm saying. You got creative and culinary is chapter 3. If you like to cook, maybe you don't like to cook. If you like to be creative, maybe you don't like to be creative, but maybe you're willing to step out of the box and try something new. This is the chapter for you. Chapter 4 is outdoors and adventure. Maybe you're sick of being inside. Maybe you just want to go out. Maybe the weather is nice. Maybe you have a really nice city. Maybe you just want to explore something different, try something new. Maybe you're active and you're adventurous and you like to like be out there and walk and do things. I don't know. That's not me. That's not my type. But I got chapters in here that are catered to people like you. Okay? Because I'm thinking about you too. This isn't about me. This is about you too. Okay, chapter 5, I have Together in Service. Because remember, this is a book where God is in the center of every single one of these dates. And so, have you ever considered serving other people as a way to get closer to your spouse? That is an example. Okay. Chapter 6 is group dates, because even though you guys are married, sometimes the best dates that you can go on to learn about your spouse is when you're surrounded by other people. All right. And chapter 7 is holidays and special occasions, which we know right now, Thanksgiving is literally next week. Not literal, but that's what it feels like. Okay. Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming. Valentine's Day. Married people on Valentine's Day, y'all. Okay. Can we just, how do we, yeah. Okay. There's a date in here for that. Matter of fact, let's use that date as an example, because I feel like Valentine's Day is always one of those really hard days for spouses to like do something. Like, we're always trying to be something. We're always trying to make it extra, but it's just, it's so hard to do sometimes, especially if you guys have been married for a while, especially if you just don't have a magic wand waving it around. So let me go ahead and use that. I like to share at least one sample date in every one of these lives, and I think this would be a really good one to share with you. So here we go. A sample date. Where is it? Is this it? Yes, this is it. It's called Gotta Love Chocolate. Because of course, if it's Valentine's Day, of course you're gonna have the chocolate. But you know they be hiking them prices up, right? We don't need that in our life. No more. No more. You buy this book, you're not gonna have jacked up high priced chocolates. Because we're about to do this and flip this chocolate themed holiday into something that is gonna be so creative, so inspiring, so intimate, right? It's going to bring your marriage to a whole new level. Here we go. I'm going to show you. First off, every single date. This is how long the dates are. So there's 65 two-page dates, okay? You can go through them one at a time or you can skim through them and just see which ones you like. But it's a two-page date and every single date includes a scripture. For this particular date, the scripture is 1 John chapter 4 verse 7 and it is, "Dear friends, let us continue to love one another, for love comes from God. Anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God." This is the New Living Translation, by the way. And then after the scripture, you have the description of the date. So I'm going to read a couple sentences. I don't want to give it all away. I want you guys to go ahead and pre-order the book yourself and get it for yourself, but I'll give you a little taste, okay? People often give chocolate on Valentine's Day as a sign and symbol of love. On this date, in honor of Valentine's Day, make your own box of chocolates for your date. I'm not going to read the rest. That's just the first. That's where you're at. You're going to make your own box of chocolates for your date. Okay? After the description, there's a lot more in there. I'm not going to get into it. But after the description, you have the devotional part. How does that scripture relate to this activity and this particular date? I'll read a couple sentences. I'll explain it to you. Here we go. How could something as simple as chocolate be used to express love? It's in the way it tastes. It's in how it makes you feel. It's rich, it's divine, and it leaves you wanting more. Now think about the real nature of love. God is love. Love is God. These are simple yet very profound statements. And such wonderful things can be said about chocolate. Just imagine how the love of God can make you feel. And I'll stop right there. There's more to it in this devotional. But do you see how this date is now tying God and his word and his love into the date? Do you see how this is all starting to connect? This date is good for. Maybe you need to work on your intimacy. Maybe you need to work on being friends. Maybe you need to work on communication. What is this particular date good for? It's good for intimacy. It's good for affection. And it's good for unconditional love. Okay? How the heck do you make your own box of dates? Or your own box of chocolates. How do you tie this all together? What am I supposed to do? How do I prepare for this? I got some tips for you. I'll read a couple of them. Here we go. You can select any candy making mold you like. It can be as basic or as simple as a candy bar shape or shaped like a heart or a rose or a teddy bear in honor of the Valentine's Day theme. You can even choose a silly mold that reflects your shared interest, like an animal or a Star Wars theme. That's just one tip. You don't have to take it. It's just a tip. Number 2, set a romantic ambiance for your date using music, flowers, candles. And I'm not going to read the rest. I'm just showing you little drops, little nuggets, okay? You can pre-order the book and you can read the rest of the tips. If that's like too easy for you, if you're like, Selena, that is just so basic. I can't even think about that right now. Like I just been there, done that. Here's a level up. I have a tip. I have an up challenge. I could triple dog dare you with an up challenge if you think that any of these dates are not worth doing or if they're too easy for you guys to do. So here's a level up. I'm not even going to share the level up. I want you to pre-order the book and find out what the level up thing is. I just kind of gave it away. So I got talking points because I truly believe that one of the best things you could do within a date to bring it to a level of intimacy, to grow closer to your partner, to connect better with God, is to have a good, firm conversation with some solid talking points. What do I mean by that? I want to make sure that at the end of every one of these single dates, you guys are getting closer together in your relationship. You guys are getting very clear on where your relationship stands, your marriage, and you're getting closer connected with God. So I'm going to share a couple of these talking points. Number 1, are you a chocolate person? What do you love most about chocolate? Have you ever asked your spouse on Valentine's Day, like, what do you love most about chocolate? Where could that answer go? Where could that conversation go? We don't know. Ask them. Like, figure it out. But it's just an interesting start to this date. Number two, does chocolate symbolize love or romance for you? If not, what does? Don't you think that would be a really good question to ask your spouse on Valentine's Day? Like, what is that question asking you? It's asking you, how can we bring romance into our marriage? How can you be more romantic on a daily basis? What are some things that I haven't even thought of when it comes to you in romance that I just only assumed or expected out of you because that's what I think about romance? So, you see what I'm saying? Each of these talking points are going to help you learn more about your spouse. Where does the God part come in, Selena? That's in the last question, guys. Chill. How does the love you have for your date reflect the love God has for you? Listen, if that's not a whole sermon between you and your spouse, I don't know what is. Okay. And that's just one sample of one date. That's not even the whole date. I didn't even explain all of it to you. I just gave you a tiny little sample of how this date book can help your marriage and help your date life. This is why you must date when you're married. I'm going to give you 5 reasons, 5 solutions to those problems that I originally talked about before I get into a question Q&A period. Okay, are you enjoying this? Is this something that's interesting to you? Let me know. Show me some hearts. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if that date was something that you would be interested in actually doing this Valentine's Day. Like, let me hear your thoughts, guys, because if not, I'm just preaching and talking. I don't even know. So, solutions. Let me get some coffee before it gets cold again. This is my commercial break. It's my coffee. Hold on. Here are some solutions that you could do when it comes to having dates with your spouse. These are mentioned at the beginning of this book. At the beginning, since this book is for all relationship types, whether you're new to dating, whether you're serious in a serious relationship, or whether you're married, everybody has a few tips that they can apply when it comes to dates. I'm going to share a couple of them here to help you guys with those original problems that I mentioned at the beginning of this live. All right. So, solution number one, you want to treat every date as if it were the first. Treat every date as if it were the first. If you are a wife and you know you take 40 minutes over the time you usually say you're going to be ready, get excited. Your husband should get excited. Get patient, be patient, extend the grace. Don't be upset. Just treat it like the first date. Be excited. Get the butterflies. Put the ambiance back on. Get excited. Get giddy. Have that first kiss at the door before you invite them in. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it fun again. Make it pure again. The thing about a first date is that it's pure, is that it's genuine, is that the feelings are there and they're not just deep down, they're on the surface, ready to be explored, ready to be enhanced, ready to be enjoyed. Bring that back to your dates. That's tip number one, is treat every date as if it was its first. Tip number two, listen, love each other's languages, learn them. Learn the languages. You can get the free quiz. Just Google 5 love languages. Get the book by Gary Chapman, The 5 love languages. Learn each other's languages and practice them at every single date. Practice them at every single date. Okay. It might take a while for you to figure it out. It might take a while for you to really get comfortable with being a bilingual or trilingual person, as anything, as any other language that you encounter. But it's really important that you pour into that person through their love language when you guys are intentionally out to pour into each other. Okay. If you guys aren't speaking a love language during that date, then is it really a good date? Is it really a good connection? Or were y'all just going out kicking it? I don't know. Solution number 3, whenever you're on a date, all intimacy levels can be increased. Expect it. Enjoy it. Plan for it. Okay? Plan for it. The let me go back to this date that I just talked about. What was it called? Gotta love chocolate. Okay? Going back to this. In what way can you be intimate with your spouse? Okay? Physical intimacy. Okay? You can do a whole lot of foreplay with some chocolate. Not saying, just saying. Not saying, just saying. Spiritual intimacy, you can have a really good conversation with this devotional, with this scripture, and with that last question that I mentioned, right? Among the other questions. I didn't list all of the questions, but you could have a whole lot of conversation and really get deep spiritually with your spouse after having those conversations, right? Mentally, okay? Mentally, you're being stimulated because you guys are talking about chocolate. You're talking about new things. You're talking about, well, what does this mean to you? Well, what does romance mean to you? Well, let's talk about romance. Like, how does that make you feel? Or when was that experience to you? Or when was the most time you've ever felt romance by me in our marriage? Or remember that one time, you were mentally just bouncing back up. Remember our honeymoon? Oh, that was so romantic. Oh my God. Oh my, we didn't have a honeymoon. I wish we could have done this. Why don't we plan to do this? You could bring yourself to a whole nother level. You could start being intimate through the conversation and by the activity, simply just with this chocolate activity. Okay. Intimacy levels can be increased. And you should make it a point to increase at least one or two intimacy levels on every single date that you're on. How are you going to do that? This book will help you. I don't know how you're going to do it outside the book. You're very smart. You can figure it out, but this book will show you. This book will have step by step ways and point by point talking points to help you reach that goal. Just saying. Number 4, be open to learning more about your spouse. If you assume that you know everything there is to know about your spouse, then I'm sorry, not sorry, but you got a pride problem. You got a pride problem. And I'm pretty sure if you have a pride problem, then there's a lot of other things in your marriage that you need to work on. I'm just saying, I don't know you from Adam or Eve, but I'm just letting you know, if you assume that you know it all, there's a pride issue there, and that could get very ugly and very dangerous. So just assume that there are some things about your spouse that you don't know about. There are some thoughts that are growing and dwelling in them that you are never even aware of. Assume that they want to be wooed, that they want to be romanced, that they want to be loved and served and affirmed and gifted. Assume that they are going to want to do something different. Don't expect them to be the same person, because they're never going to be the same person. Every single day something happens that will make them evolve into a different and new person, especially if you're having these radical season changes, buying a new house, relocating, having a child, losing a lost one, a loved one. Like, that could take a whole nother toll on somebody. Having mental health issues and having to deal with that, having financial issues, like anything like that can change a person. And if you're not willing to learn and relearn your spouse, then there will be some issues. There will be some issues. So make it a point when you're going on these dates, make it intentional that you want to learn. You want to get to know your husband or your wife. You want to get to know that person. Why? Because you love that person and you vow to love that person every single day for the rest of their life. And that person is not going to be the same person that you met at the altar. Every single day henceforth, you have to relearn that person, and you have to learn how to love that new person, because maybe the old ways don't work now. Maybe what used to work doesn't work now. Honeymoon phase, getting it in all the time, was probably something you guys really enjoy doing. But now that your back hurts when you wake up in the morning, and every single part of you cracks and aches, and joints are achy, and you got to sleep with Vicks on your nose and stuff like that, now maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Maybe you just rather appreciate their company. Okay. I'm just saying, we evolve, and you have to learn it, and you have to be willing to learn it. So that's the point, is being open and willing to learn. The last tip I want to tell you is that God can do anything in your marriage. God can do anything in your marriage. God can change your marriage. God can change your heart. God can change your spouse. God can change the outcome. God can provide for you. God can open doors for you. God can secure you. God can revive you. God can do anything in your marriage. But you have to have the faith to trust that it can be done. You have to have the faith that your God is a big God, an awesome God, an amazing God, a marvelous God, an untouchable God, and he can be able to do anything in your marriage if you allow it, if you get out of his way. And if you submit to his power, he will do anything in your marriage. And it could be as simple as a question in a date that can make everything click for you. It could be as simple as creating your own box of chocolates that will revive you, that will bring a breakdown where both of y'all are boo-hooing and you needed this breakthrough. You guys were praying for this breakthrough, and it wasn't until he gave you a box of chocolates that you were like, oh my goodness, this makes sense. This thing in our marriage finally is relieved and healed. I'm not saying that the box of chocolates is the miracle worker. I'm saying God is. And God can use these dates to bring that to your marriage if that is what you're seeking, if that is what your heart is desiring. Because God knows you. He knows what he put together. He would have never put you guys together had it not been for his sovereign hand putting you guys together. And whatever God has put together, let no man separate. Okay? Let nothing separate it. Let no weapon come against them. It will not prosper as long as God is in the center. How do you put God in the center of your marriage? You intentionally put him in there through your conversations, through your activities, through the way you love your spouse, through the way you receive your spouse, through the way that you are in that role as a spouse. Okay? Let me catch a breath because I went off for a second. God can do anything within your marriage. All right. So those are the points that I wanted to say. I'm going to go ahead and review those points for you guys. Is anybody hearing me out here? Are y'all hearing me in internet world? Because I'm speaking to somebody, because that was not in my notes. I'm speaking to somebody. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I hope it blesses you. So let me just go ahead and review the 5 points. And again, these points can be found in the book, Christian Dating Adventures, a Couples Guide. Point number 1, treat every date as if it were its first, as if it were the first date. Number 2, learn your spouse's love language. Learn each other's love language and speak them on every date. Number 3, intimacy levels can be increased. Levels with an S. It's plural because there is more than one way to be intimate with your spouse. Number 4, be open to learn more about your spouse because you guys are constantly reshaping and evolving as the days go on. And number 5, God can do anything within your marriage. Okay? I showed you guys what this book was about. I gave you guys a sample of the book. I'm going to look through these comments. Did we have anybody else who wanted to announce how long they were married? How long were you guys married? That is my question for you guys today. Whoever has been married the longest will receive a special discount towards pre-ordering this book on my online shop. You guys will get that tonight. So far, I have 11 years is the longest. So if anybody was new and you guys are joining this live for the first time, you missed out on that giveaway, then go ahead and drop in the comments below right now how long you guys have been married. And whoever is the longest will win that discount. Okay. If you guys are looking for another way to win a book, I currently have a giveaway going on my Instagram account. So you guys could find me on my Instagram. You guys can see it on, you're here. You're on my live on Instagram. So you're there. For Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, it is the same handle. It's Selina Almodovar. Let me see if I can put it up for you guys. Let's see. Chat. Hi, here we go. There you go. Selina Almodovar. And you guys just follow me on Instagram and you just have to comment on the post. Let's see if I can show the post on Instagram. To make it easier for you guys to find it, it looks a little something like this. If you guys comment on this post, and tag a friend and make sure that you guys are following me, I'm going to be giving away not just one book for whoever is randomly selected in this drawing, but I'm going to give away a book for your friend as well. So 2 books will be given away on Instagram, and I will be selecting the winner tomorrow in my next live, which is, what is the topic? Let me figure it out. It is dating when you're a professional. How many of y'all have had dating experiences in a work setting or in a professional setting? We got some stories to tell, and I'm going to be telling all of them tomorrow in that live. Same time, same place. I'm going to open it up right now. I have about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to open this up for any Q&A. Does anybody have any questions, any ahas, any comments that they want to share before I end this live today? Please feel free to share that right now. I'm going to sip a little bit more of my 2 o'clock coffee. Oh, it's gone. We got some water here. Let me go ahead and sip some water. Please feel free to answer your question or to ask your questions. You could either use the question chat box on Instagram or the comments. And for those of you guys who are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you guys can go ahead and ask the questions in the comments section, and I will answer all of them. No question will be left unanswered. So go ahead, do that. Let's go ahead and bring a little bit of some background music again to lighten the load. Here we go as we wrap up today's session. I had a really good time talking about this. Did you guys enjoy today's session? Did you guys enjoy it? Let's see. I got some hearts. Thank you. Thank you. It's coming from somewhere. It's not my iPad. It's not my AirPods. I don't know where my music is coming from. Anyways, we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it, apparently. All right. Let's see. All right. I got no questions, and that's totally fine. If you guys have anybody that you, after hearing this live, if you guys know anybody who would receive or could benefit from this live, from hearing why married couples should date, why they must date in their marriage, be sure to share this with them. Share the live, share it in your stories. Maybe send a link to them. Let them know that it is available either on Facebook or it's available on Instagram on my accounts. You guys can go ahead and do that. Again, one last time, Christian Dating Adventures, a couples guide. You guys can pre-order it from now until Tuesday, November 5th, when it drops officially everywhere books are sold. For right now, you can use the links in my bio. For Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you can go right here to the bit.ly link, bit.ly/Christian Dating Adventures. And there you have 2 options. You can either buy it on my online shop, where you get the personal added touches to the package, or you can go on Amazon and you can get that Prime hookup. All right, because can't nobody beat the Prime, right? So 2 different ways to do it. I hope that you guys extend this offer to yourself, to your spouse, and maybe, get a couple more copies for the people in your life during that holiday season. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciated you guys for joining me. If you're catching the very, very, very tail end of this and you're like, who the heck is this woman? Oh my God, she did amazing today. I'm just saying. Let me go ahead and reintroduce myself. All right. My name is Selina Almodovar. I'm a Christian relationship coach and author of my 4th upcoming book, Christian Dating Adventures. And I teach women, Christian women, how to take faith-filled steps to trust God fully and faithfully so that they can transform their love life and create the relationships that they have been praying for. I love you guys. Thank you much. Thank you so much for your time, for spending this time with me this evening. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And I will look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow when I talk about dating when you're a professional. Same time, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. And until next time, have a good evening. Bye-bye.